Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, Legit Boston, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts can be found. It's Royal Rumble weekend, Larson. This is very exciting, and starting, if you're watching this as soon as it goes up, if you're not a patron, that is, because we're filming it live right now for the patrons. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, 6 Brexit time.
Yeah.
There's a sale going on at prowrestlingtees.com/goinginraw.
I thought you were going to plug our WeBook Royal Rumble live stream, also starting at 10 in all equivalent time zones around the world.
There's a lot going on this weekend. It's Royal Rumble weekend. We had our predictions go up yesterday morning. Fun Wrestling in WCW came back yesterday afternoon. That was exciting.
Very.
We've got a sale at the Friendo Market and Pro Wrestling Tees. Use the promo code RUMBLE for both. Make sure you use that promo code.
Yeah, otherwise no sale for you.
Otherwise, no sale for you. We're not giving refunds on that. If you don't use a promo code, that's on you.
That's a YP, not an MP.
Exactly. I know that's industry jargon, but hey, that's how it works. And then Saturday night, or Saturday evening, rather.
Late afternoon.
Takeover reaction stream.
Starts at 4, right?
Correct.
Sunday. Royal Rumble reaction stream. What time are we starting that? We're going to sit through the whole pre-show, too? There's some good matches on that pre-show.
There's two matches that are pretty good. I mean, it's Rumble.
2 o'clock?
God. Probably, yeah. Okay,
probably 2
fine.
o'clock. We'll say 2 o'clock. But if there's a graphic on Twitter at a different time, believe the graphic, not us right now.
Exactly. And then, like you said, later on today at 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, Steven Larson booked the Rumble at the Itchtway channel.
Yeah.
Over there at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. We're going to be there doing the 2K19. We're booking the Rumble.
It's going to be a huge show.
Dirt sheets are saying there's some crazy stuff going on at We Book Raw, at Steven Larson Book Raw, the Royal Rumble.
They don't even know the half of it.
Man.
Anyways, let's just carry on.
I'm excited about it.
We Book Raw news. This is real wrestling news.
Yeah.
Real wrestling news. And the talk of the wrestling world right now currently is that apparently Ronda Rousey's
out of here.
On her way out.
Bye-bye.
If Dave Meltzer at the Wrestling Observer newsletters be believed.
Yeah.
As we had to say in this week's edition, quote, there's a very good chance that Ronda Rousey will be finishing up with WWE at Wrestlemania. There was a decent amount of talk this past week internally since we heard it from several people that Rousey would finish up at Wrestlemania. So you got to think, why? Why is she only going to do it a year when reports said multi-year deal? Anyways.
Well, he has it here. I'll go ahead and do that part. Rousey has always talked about WWE as a temporary thing. Her long-term thing was to start a family with her husband, Travis Brown, and live on her farm. What is with these MMA fighters and farms? He continues, this has been known for some time, and Rousey very much wants to start a family soon. Soon. It was always pretty much known it would be after this year's WrestleMania because she made close to a full-time commitment for 1 year to WWE. Even though it was announced at the time, she signed a multi-year full-time contract.
So, Goss, it's got me to thinking, what's going to happen in Mania?
Yeah.
Well, Uncle Dave has the answers for you.
Wow.
Quote, she will likely put Becky Lynch over, more likely than Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, given that would be what the fans would want.
True.
The three-way instead of Rousey versus Lynch as a singles match makes the most sense because you want both Flair and Lynch to have that spot going forward as being the first woman to headline WrestleMania. So this just rocked the wrestling world this morning. However,
no kidding.
Pro Wrestling Sheet came in with some more details, saying that the reports of Ronda finishing up after Mania are, quote, slightly blown out of proportion.
Yeah, he says the sources tell us WWE agreed while signing Rousey that she could take time away if she wanted to start a family. We're told around Survivor Series she informed the company that it was likely she'd be taking that break after WrestleMania. However, we're told this is not set in stone quite yet, and things could change once the show of shows, rolls around or after. It could also change if she starts a family and decides that her main priorities lie elsewhere. But as of now, she still has time left on her multi-year deal. I think
How much time, though? Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Continue your thought.
Well, I just think the thing to take away from that is we're told around Survivor Series, she informed the company it was likely she'd be taking that break after WrestleMania.
What Pro Wrestling Sheet here doesn't necessarily contradict what Meltzer says. It just Meltzer doesn't add the caveat. Well, in fact, does he actually say she only really signed? He infers that she more or less signed a one-year deal rather than a multi-year deal. Nonetheless, everybody's saying that it sounds like there's a decent chance she's taking time off after Mania. That's the story to be gleaned from all these various reports. TMZ Sports echoed Pro Wrestling Sheet's report a bit, saying, quote, multiple sources connected to Ronda tell TMZ Sports she's, quote, super happy in her new career, isn't ready to pull the plug just yet. And they also say that a WWE spokesperson confirmed to them that Ronda's contract doesn't expire until April of 2021. It's 2 more years.
So it seems like, so there's a bunch of different things that they kind of agree on and not agree on. Well, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything here that they don't agree on.
The central premise is that Ronda's probably taking a break after Mania.
Well, it seems like this. Ronda's deal, multi-year deal, goes through April 2021.
Yeah.
However, within the confines of that deal, after the first year, she can do whatever she wants to do. Mm-hmm. She wants to take a break away from the family. They understand that she's a big enough name. At this point, they should probably understand that she is a draw. She's a big enough draw, and her run has been successful enough that, hey, you want to go off and start a family? Cool. We'll develop your friends until, next year or even the year after.
Whenever you want to come back.
Whenever you want to come back, we'll have that match.
This massive check is here waiting for you to come back if you want to add more land to your farm.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be.
And then it would seem that at Survivor Series, maybe she said, hey, I'm satisfied with the way things have gone. I think I'm going to take this break now after Mania. And then, but given that how positive things have been, it's totally reasonable to think, well, the door is completely wide open.
Definitely going to be open.
Yeah.
There goes my predictions for Rumble, though. She's totally winning the Rumble now.
Okay, well, no. Now we can pivot to talking about definitively what's going to happen at Rumble and Mania.
This is what's going to happen,
What was your prediction? Go ahead.
My original prediction was they're going to do this storyline where Ronda's going to find out she can't go to the locker room and try to be everybody's friend. She's got to show in the ring, earn her respect in the ring, that she's a fighter, not going around apologizing to people. That's not going to cut it. And so she could lose to Sasha with the help of Bayley or more of the WWE 4 Horsewomen, set up that story down the line. Becky would somehow not get the title from Asuka, and that way they can do Ronda versus Becky without titles involved, keeps that picture unmuddied, and just have the match based on who's the best. Now, if Ronda's going to leave after Mania for a spell, potentially, again, not set in stone, whoever beats her is going to be a huge thing.
Big time.
And I think they want that win,
that one moment,
to happen at Mania to Becky Lynch.
Yes.
So what probably is going to happen is Becky will not win at the Rumble for whatever reason. She will beat up somebody, insert herself into the Rumble, win it, challenge Ronda for the Raw Women's title, main event of WrestleMania, which she will win. That's the most likely. Well, and Charlotte will get involved somehow. Maybe they'll be co-winners of the Rumble. Something along those lines.
I just think Becky wins her title back. Charlotte wins the Rumble. Ronda keeps her title. And at Mania, they just do something to figure it out. Everybody, my central premise was everybody rolls into Mania with an accolade. And then, I don't know, maybe, do you think, let me ask you this. Do you think, I kind of think that the big thing to do is to tap people out. Is Ronda Rousey going to tap out at WrestleMania? There's 2 lines of thought there.
Would they do this? And they might. Still have Charlotte in that triple threat really to take the loss.
Yeah.
Like Becky wins, but she doesn't beat Ronda.
That's weak.
It is weak.
Yeah.
That would be weak.
However, my thing, I kind of feel the weight. Number one, I do think that having Charlotte in that match, I personally feel that Charlotte needs to be in that match. I think she's more than earned it. She was the person who, with Sasha Banks, really kicked things off in the women's revolution thing. I think Charlotte Flair, I really think she should be in that match. I think she adds a lot to it. I think that her coming in as the Rumble winner looking for a title, 2 other people with titles, regardless of what title she's technically going after. I think that's how you do it. I really do. And I don't know. I mean, there's a million ways you can write that. The weight of all 3 of those women in the main event, they all deserve it. In the main event, Ronda Rousey brought in the mainstream audience. Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch built it. Becky's the hot thing right now, right? So they all have that moment in that ring in the main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be.
That's what matters more than whatever the finish is. I'm not sure at this point you tap Ronda Rousey out because there's that giant door open for her. And it's not like a Brock Lesnar rub she's giving anybody.
Not to that extent, no. However,
I mean,
if the goal at some point is to do horsewoman versus horsewoman, it would give Ronda an extra kick in the pants if she actually did take a loss on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
Because then she's coming back with a chip on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Prove herself against the best of the best. And now she's not coming by herself. She's got her friends with her.
I get that Becky versus Ronda one-on-one is a definitive finish with Becky going over, tapping Ronda out, is the most satisfying finish of them all.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitive.
Mm-hmm.
Becky wins. She's the man.
She is the man.
You build even more of a star around her.
Yes.
Ronda's off having babies. That finish is probably the bigger thing. And in that respect, there is a bit of a Brock-esque rub.
Yeah, absolutely.
For Becky.
I mean, because Ronda has the legitimacy of being a former, UFC champion.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
But what does the WWE consider a bigger deal, a bigger sell? Having all 3 of them in that match and then sort of a wonky-ish finish?
Or the potential for that to happen.
Yeah, not a great finish. Or that finish, which is a big deal.
Yeah, the finish. I think the finish is a huge deal.
I think it's a big deal. I'm not sure if it's bigger than Charlotte being in that match.
Than the event itself, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It all depends on, I don't even know if Vince has figured it out by now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But in any event, I could see Ronda showing up at the Raw after Mania. Here's the thing. I think Ronda's going to go in this thing. It's not going to be like Brock and Goldberg leaving back in 2004 or whatever it was, where people are crapping on it. I think they're going to be like, wow, good job.
I know.
You did really good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about her being gone simply because I prefer the unpredictability of a women's division or of any division. I mean, this is the same thing with the Universal title when it's being held up right now.
Yeah.
When it was sort of held up during the Roman experiment. I like a playing field with many contenders. We saw that in the Attitude Era when you had, that was to me one of the strengths of the Attitude Era was Stone Cold, Rock, Mankind, Undertaker, all those guys, Triple H, all those guys.
Rich Hardesty has an interesting idea here in chat. He says, or you can do one-on-one, Becky versus Ronda, and then have the horsewomen all be ringside for the match.
I'd love that. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be really special. I don't know, but do you maybe wait for a rematch next year and do that?
Maybe.
Because I think that you can, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke, I think especially with the help of Shayna Baszler, you can really build them in the names, and then that matters more.
Yeah, no. The star power on the WWE side of the horsewoman is far greater.
It's overpowering.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm very interested. Here's the thing about this. This is an instance where reading the dirt sheets, if you will, the Observer, Ryan Satin Pro Wrestling sheet, it actually kind of enhances the drama.
It does. So you want to see how the story unfolds
because
with all these pieces that are in, moving in the puzzle. You got to try to form with all these clues.
If it was Becky versus Ronda straight up, I never would have bet against Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
She's too big of a mainstream star.
No, I know. But if the triple threat, then the idea is like, okay, well, someone else can just pin Charlotte.
Yeah.
Therefore, neither Becky nor Ronda takes the loss.
But at this point, like the idea, I don't believe that Ronda, I find it hard to believe that Ronda's going to lose, but now that might actually happen.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Or she can win and stick around another year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We don't know. I mean, we might know more going into it, but even if, there's more reports, she's staying, she figured out she wants to stay. I don't know. Like maybe not. I don't know. I really like the unpredictability of it. I think that's a valid thing.
Same. Next in the news. This is kind of a bit of a huge story that was kind of tossed in the newsletter this week. Apparently, Kenny Omega was pretty close to going to Impact Wrestling, Steve. According to Dave.
Where's the non-news button over here?
No, this is actually potentially pretty big.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is
What
what Meltzer had to say. Quote,
what's Meltzer got?
Callis was very close. I mean, where do you think Meltzer heard this from?
The Young Bucks?
Yeah. Quote, Callis was very close to deals with both Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho before AEW came in. The expectation before AEW was that Omega would work for New Japan to do 30 dates per year here being Impact. It's under the Impact section of the newsletter. And Jericho would work here, again, Impact, not at Dave's house, because he's have so much input on his creative if he wanted to work another year for New Japan. Obviously, if Jericho had decided to end New Japan, I don't think Jericho has the power to end New Japan. He'd have gone to WWE, and that would have negated working here, Impact, not wrestling at Dave's house.
Had decided to end. Negated working here at Dave's house. Well, I've got a ring back there. You can fight Brian Alvarez. It sucks.
That's where Brian works out.
That's where Brian works out, my backyard. Alvarez was trying to be the new San Martino or Zbyszko.
Yeah,
showed up in somebody's backyard.
They started wrestling in somebody's ring.
And Meltzer was like, "I'm gonna make you a star." Yeah, dude. I don't know. Who do you think he got that from? The Young Bucks or Callis? He's probably good buddies with Don Callis.
He's got his insiders there in the whole AEW crew of people.
This is a story that should be on a Going in Raw Daily episode.
It would have been normally, yes, if we were actually doing it. Because he had the thumbnail, Omega to Impact?
How close do you think he was to Impact over there? And it cuts to you. You're like, pretty close. Says pretty close.
Says pretty close.
I don't think it was.
I mean, he's from Canada. They tape in Canada. Same country.
I don't know, man. I'm bearish on this. That was they're on the Pursuit channel. That wouldn't have changed anything.
No, I know. But maybe it's just kind of like a year thing where Kenny was like,
what
I want
channel
to do
is it on?
The Pursuit channel? Never heard of that.
Is it the biggest channel in history? No,
sorry, Kenny. Maybe he just want to do one more year in New Japan and get his Kota Ibushi match in at Wrestle Kingdom. Get that story finished with help out his buddy Don Callis with his promotion, and then from there he probably would have went to WWE.
So the story, I think, really is Kenny Omega was close to re-signing with New Japan, and in which case this would have been his prime. I mean, that is interesting that Impact could have been his primary American outlet. He just needs to whoever's signing with whomever, if actually having your matches seen by people is in your best interest, if it's something that matters to you, then have a clause in your contract, but we have to have a TV deal in place with a channel that is available
to people who want to watch said product.
To people in general.
Not including Twitch.
Not Twitch.
No, this is what really can be gleaned from this report here. Kenny Omega just does not really want to go to WWE. He'd rather work for Impact than go to WWE.
I don't know,
At least for the next year.
That's not.
No, that's what's to be taken from this.
Oh, I don't think that's the takeaway at all.
Definitely is. He does not want to go to WWE.
I think the takeaway is he considered New Japan, which seems obvious. And if he considered New Japan, then he probably was like, yeah, I could do some dates for Impact. That's what this is. That has nothing to do with WWE. What?
You don't think so? You don't think the huge deal from WWE was still on the table, regardless if AEW was going to be a thing or not? Of course it was.
I think this was all before WWE even offered him a deal.
A formal deal, but he knows he's a free agent. He knows WWE is going to come calling with a massive check.
So at one point he was thinking of sticking around New Japan
and helping out Impact.
And then WWE came in and said, beep, 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 beep. And he was probably like, what? Okay, cool.
Well, it doesn't
that changes things.
To work right now with AEW.
Well, yeah, and then Tony Khan was like, beep, 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 beep. Okay, cool. I'll go over there.
Nordholm.
What's that?
Ed Nordholm with
squeak, squeak.
With his little cart full of money. And Don Callis saying, please, Kenny.
Yeah.
Help me out. I'm sure New Japan would give him a healthy payday, too. Regardless of who he worked with next year, Kenny's making some serious money.
Yeah, and that was never going to be Impact, though.
No, he would just do it, help him. He just worked for Impact to help out Don Callis. That's probably the only reason he would do it.
If AEW hadn't come around, Kenny Omega would be in WWE. That's factual.
No,
that
it's
is
not.
a
It's
fact.
not. That's your opinion, man.
That's a fact.
No, that's your opinion, man.
He was taking meetings with WWE. I mean, he might still go to WWE. That's still a thing. That might happen. So I don't know. Speaking of Impact, though, this is a pretty big deal here. Well, I mean, it's a deal. Man, I really want to see Abyss in that Royal Rumble. How
cool.
fun would that be? It's not going to happen.
No.
Because but I mean, there's a possibility it's going to happen. Bigger possibility of that than Kenny Omega being in the Royal Rumble. Anyways.
Oh yeah, or because
BW Insider was the first to report that Abyss and Sanjay Dutt, quote, have both exited Impact Wrestling and that they are each WWE bound and will be working for WWE shortly. PW Insider reports that the split was amicable, and Wrestling Inc. received a statement from Impact confirming that, saying, quote, we reached an amicable agreement with Sanjay and Abyss. They called him Abyss. They didn't even call him Joe Park or
Chris Park. I think is his shoot name.
Is that his real name? Okay. So. To allow them to pursue this opportunity. See, they're trying to get the Pursuit Channel branding in.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Synergy.
They have been tremendous contributors to Impact Wrestling, and we wish them every success. We are thrilled that Conan, K-Dog, Viva la Raza, and Tommy Dreamer have agreed to bring their 50-plus years of experience to our core creative team. Impact is just like they're just a farm system for WWE, man.
Especially on the backstage,
behind the scenes,
in terms of backstage stuff. Because
when are we gonna get
Jeremy Borash, and then there was that other guy they signed from Impact, and now both Abyss and Sanjay, who have been working on the creative aspect of things.
When is WWE going to bring Kevin Sullivan over?
I wouldn't hold my breath.
I wouldn't put it past him, though. Apparently, he's heavily involved in some of the good TV stuff. That actually wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know what kind of
relationship Triple H Vince may have with Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, there's got to be some relationship there, right?
Kevin Sullivan never worked for WWE, did he?
Did he not? How is that even possible?
So I don't remember him being around WWE ever.
No, I mean, I kind of feel you, but that'd be weird. That'd be weird. If he wasn't.
No. Apparently never has.
We can assume, of course, Sanjay Dutt's probably going to be moving over to 205 Live,
Maybe.
the producing that.
Mm-hmm.
I know Adam Pearce does that now.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Noble does too, yeah.
Probably, yeah. So they're probably going to bring him in for that. I would assume maybe NXT, but he does. He's been doing the X Division. Of course, he's a legend in the X Division as a wrestler. He does a lot of production stuff. He did some commentary stuff, and before they brought in Callis. So that's cool. That's quality. And then you got Abyss. I'm assuming a coach at the Performance Center
Probably.
or a producer backstage.
Yeah. He's the longest tenured Impact talent. He's been with them since the very beginning, since 2002.
Not surprising, man. And there were times when it was speculated and rumored that he was going to be going to WWE.
Yeah, take on the Undertaker.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was supposed to be a WrestleMania match between the two of them.
That'd have been cool.
Yeah,
that'd have been cool.
Probably a little late for that, but
I don't know, man. He can move better than the Undertaker still.
Yeah,
but then. I mean, so can you and I.
Yeah. I shouldn't be getting in the wrestling ring anytime soon.
Neither.
No,
not for me either.
No.
So, yeah. Ricky Scurvy here in chat says, maybe Kenny meant he just wanted to become a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, he can do his gaming streams on Impact's Twitch channel.
And he knew that's where the hot Twitch action is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My goodness gracious. So that's good.
Another story.
Oh, man.
So...
let's tread lightly here.
New Japan announced the cards for their New Beginning and USA shows, and there was kind of a noticeable lack of
talent from Japan.
New Japan wrestlers on it. New Japan issued a statement about that, saying, quote, "It is with great disappointment that we must announce that due to the ongoing 2018-2019 United States federal government shutdown, we are unable to obtain visas for our Japanese talent who are looking forward to seeing our U.S. fans at the New Beginning in USA." So Meltzer has some details, saying, quote, "At this point, the delays were such that even if anything cleared up this week, it would still be a few weeks before they could be processed or past the point of these shows. They felt that January 24th was the deadline for announcing the cards, and thus the shows had to be changed from the original plans. The key guys affected were Tomohiro Ishii and Yuji Nagata, who were supposed to be the headliners, as well as Hiroki Goto, who was supposed to be programmed with Jeff Cobb, and Meltzer thinks Kojima, as well as Jushin Liger."
Well, it's a bummer because like I woke up this morning and I looked at my Twitter and I saw some of the names on this card. First off, let's go on the positive bent. All right.
This gives opportunities for a lot of the people working at the LA dojo, the Young Lions, some Ring of Honor talents, to get a decent spotlight.
Here's the deal. You're going to see some fantastic wrestling.
Yes. Roppongi Vice is reuniting for one of these shows.
That's great.
It is great.
Here's the bummer thing. If you're like in going to the because I just looked at the Charlotte show. I didn't look at the LA one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, if I hear New Japan is doing a show, you want to what? You want to see their big names there.
I understand. I mean, when they announced these shows, they said these shows are running at the same time as the New Beginning shows in Japan, so talent who aren't on the Japanese New Beginning shows will be coming out to the States for those shows. I mean, it was advertised up front that this was going to be the situation.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. Like, Ishii's a great name. I mean, legacy-wise, obviously, Yuji Nagata.
I mean, and
Kojima.
Goto can put on good matches.
And I like Goto. Goto's good. But
Kojima's fun.
You got to have somebody.
Liger's a legend.
You got to have booked somebody from LIJ. You got to have somebody booked from, well, they got Davey Boy. You got to be booking some of the, like Guerrillas of Destiny, you know.
Yeah, but they're doing something, man.
Well, they can pull them off that other. I don't know how. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and criticize their business plan, but it's not like in terms of like New Japan is a big deal. New Japan is a big deal.
Yeah.
When WWE does a tour, you're not going to get, the main event of Ty Dillinger versus R-Truth. That's not going to be your main event on a WWE tour.
Yeah.
At worst, you're going to get an upper mid-carder for your main event.
Mm-hmm. Well, which is Tomohiro Ishii.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No,
He's an upper mid-carder.
No, he's not an upper mid-carder.
Yeah, he is.
The upper mid-card there, unless you count the final 3 matches of one of their main cards as all just co-main eventers. But technically, there's a main event and there's 2 upper mid-card matches. So upper mid-card, you're talking about Naito. You're talking about Jericho. And I know Jericho's different.
Yeah.
But you're talking about Jay White. You're talking about even Guerrillas of Destiny. That's like the upper mid-card.
No, Tomohiro Ishii was in the finals for the U.S. title tournament. He challenged for
the U.S. title is like not even an upper mid-card.
Let me finish. The initial U.S. title tournament when Kenny won it. At that point, that was an upper mid-card belt because Kenny won it. But it was Ishii who was his opponent in the finals. Ishii challenged Kenny for the IWGP heavyweight title last year.
So did a lot of people.
Yeah. Actually, no. Not a lot of people did.
Juice Robinson did. Cody Rhodes did.
No, that's the U.S. title. For Juice was U.S. title.
Oh, what are you
Cody
talking
did the IWGP title.
Oh, yeah.
Cody did. Yeah, but I'd consider Cody a upper mid-carder in New Japan.
You and I have different definitions on upper mid-card.
If you're in the program to challenge the top champion at a pay-per-view, you're at least flirting with the upper mid-card.
Yeah.
And Ishii's been around long enough. He's won enough titles. I think he's firmly entrenched as at least legacy upper mid-carder.
If New Japan comes down, Ishii's a great name. I'm not clowning on Ishii. What I'm saying is you have what New Japan considers their top 4, top 5. Tanahashi, Okada. Now Kenny's gone, so you put Jay White in that role, okay?
Naito. Those are all the main eventers. Yeah.
And Naito, right?
Yeah, main eventers.
Yeah. Well, you got 4 of them.
Yeah, the main eventers.
Yeah, exactly.
So, of course, they're going to be on the shows, the major shows in Japan.
But if New Japan is saying, hey, we're coming to the U.S.
It's because they have faith. I believe it's because they believe in their brand, that the New Japan logo on something is enough to get people in the door. Well, and by all indications, I think all these shows are sold out.
Yeah, well.
And people knew buying the tickets because they sent the announcement, clear as day. People who aren't going to be on the new beginning shows in Japan are going to be on these shows.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they pulled a fast one on anybody.
Okay, so this isn't nearly as bad as what WWE apparently was doing with the Rumble.
Yeah. That's like
John Cena at the Rumble. No, he's not.
Braun Strowman taking on Brock Lesnar. No, that's basically false advertising. I'm surprised there hasn't been a class action suit at this point against WWE.
I just think if they're serious about like a United States expansion. Here's the thing. This wouldn't even be that bad. This wouldn't be that bad if this was like strictly a West Coast show. You know what I mean? Because we've gotten that.
Yeah.
We've gotten Naito. We've gotten Okada. We've gotten Tanahashi. But this is the first time they're going to a place like Charlotte.
In Nashville.
I just kind of feel like if you're going to do a show in that market, if you want to drum up if the point is you want to expand your brand and drum up interest and popularity in a market where you haven't been before, you got to send somebody over there.
Here's another thing to consider. They have the G1 Supercard in April Mania weekend. There's going to be a lot of people traveling in to New York City that weekend, not just for that show, for all the shows happening. Maybe they wanted to keep the enthusiasm level high for that show, which will undoubtedly have a bunch of their main event guys, and thus didn't want to schedule shows in Charlotte or Nashville that would diminish in any way enthusiasm. People on that part of the country, the East Coast, eastern half of the country, who hasn't had any New Japan shows yet for that show, because they're making a huge deal about it. That's another way to look at it.
Yeah.
Again, it was advertised this was going to be the case. People bought the tickets knowing that was going to be the case. Is it sound strategy? Who knows? They obviously have a lot of faith in the brand because I think all the shows sold really well. It's unfortunate this has happened.
Yeah. It wasn't really that much better, even without the shutdown.
I mean, we could have got some matchups that we wouldn't have seen before. Could have gotten Ishii versus, I don't know, Brody King or something like that. That'd have been great.
Yeah, that'd been good.
It'd have been great for Brody King to be in the ring with Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah, that'd been good.
You know?
That'd been good. I don't know. I don't know. That is what it is.
Yeah.
When you see the sea of disappointment out there, when you see the card, and I'm not sure it would have been all that better if these guys who could have gone out there, I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. I know it's advertised. Everybody needs to look at all the fine print and everything and say, okay, just let me make sure to do all my research first. But if New Japan's coming to town, I'm like, oh, man, cool. I get to see somebody from LIJ. Is Sonata not available?
No, he's involved in something, man.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you can do that if you see that and see that people involved in feuds going to be on the major show are not going to be here, just don't buy a ticket.
Right. Don't buy a ticket. And then, what is the perception there of your company in the eyes of those people? Oh, cool. You're coming to Charlotte. That's awesome. What? Nobody's going to be there? Okay. Well, that kind of sucks. Then you have a negative perception of that company. I don't even know what the point of coming out is.
To get people familiar a little bit with the brand, yeah, not the top flight talent, but
I don't know.
I think style of wrestling.
I think it's an odd business.
It might be
business model.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and defend it. I'm just trying to find some reason behind it. And I guess if the show's sold well,
yeah, but what capacity?
I think the one in Charlotte's a decent sized place.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, the Globe is only like 800 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's small.
Yeah.
I don't know what the capacity the one in Nashville is, but I think the one in Charlotte is a decent sized place, like 1,000 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
1,000, maybe 2,000. I don't remember. When they were announced, Meltzer mentioned it. I could probably look it up.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, look, the bottom line is the wrestling is going to be really good.
Yeah.
But star power means something.
Oh, so. It does to get people in the door. But if you already got people in the door.
Yeah. Be nice if this goddamn shutdown ended sometime soon.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for that, government.
Well, I mean, it's more or less it's one person, really.
I know, man, but do you really want the comments to be going there? Yes, we have a lump in the White House. What do you want?
Yeah,
Go ahead, people, load up the comments.
Yeah,
Go ahead, load them up.
He's a turd.
Yeah.
He's a turd.
What do you want? What are you going to have for lunch today? Hamburger?
700 of them, in fact.
Can I get some hamburgers, please? Oh, you guys are liberals. Whatever. We got some questions here on the Twitter. And if you guys are watching live on the Patreon, feel free to ask questions as well.
Yes.
Liam Wagner wants to know, we already answered this before, Liam. You should be paying attention. How will Kofi survive the Rumble this year? We said he's going to bounce off of the prominent pectoral muscles, the bosoms, if you will,
yes,
of Big E.
Indeed.
I think it'd be great.
I think it would be spectacular.
Let's see here. Wayne Maker. After years of Kofi Kingston having the gimmick elimination in the Royal Rumble, could this not be a chance? Could this be his year and go on to Mania and the New Day 3 Freebird the SmackDown title?
I think that'd be great.
Booking at best. I think it'd be great, but given that there's been no indication that that's a possibility, I don't think that's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
I really don't. I think it'd be great, though. I think it'd be great.
I think it would be really great.
It'd be awesome. Yeah. Oh, I like this Ricky Scurvy here in chat. He's got the answer. The shutdown is all a ruse, so instead the government can investigate skin crawlers. That's a very high possibility right there.
Could be.
Let's see here. Reggie Brackett, do you think wrestlers will start taking, or I'll add in here, demanding shorter-term contracts with all the promotions so that if they are unhappy with creative or with or whatever, they're not going to be trapped like Neville or like the Revival seems to be now? Well, there's more leverage, and when there's more leverage, that's what leverage is. You get more of what you want.
Wow.
So
apparently this place in Charlotte has capacity of 4,000.
Right on. That's cool.
Or 3,000, depending. It says
depending
here
on what the thing is.
3,000. So it's a pretty good sized place. I think it sold pretty well. So
cool.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Wrestlers, do you think they will start demanding shorter term contracts?
I could try, but I hear WWE is trying to sign them to longer term deals.
If they can get them, if they have it's going to be this. How popular are you? You're very popular. Well, then you get more of what you want. Who are you? You're less popular. You get less of what you want. That's how it works.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how it works. Ronda Rousey, you do whatever you want. You want to come in? Come in. You don't want to come in? Don't come in. Just let us know. Just give us 48 hours in advance. Vince can write a script. Be good. What's Luke Perry Jr.? Luke Perry's kid? Jungle Boy?
Yeah, Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy, who are you? Upside? Well, that's a cool picture.
That is a cool picture.
Upside, you're signed for 7 years. $20,000 a year.
Going to NXT for 5 years.
Exactly. Let's see here. People love asking this question. Surprise entrance in the Rumble. Oh, one of these he totally has right. He says, Nick Bartlett here says Velveteen Dream and Kurt Angle. I think both those guys. Kurt Angle's definitely going to be in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be one of those like, yay, cool. But I kind of wish that spot was used for somebody else. Everybody's like, damn it, couldn't be Kenny Omega again.
Yeah.
Every surprise Royal Rumble entrant. Damn it, it's not Kenny Omega. Contractually, he can't.
He can't. That's what Matt Jackson, he put, like someone DM'd him about Kenny doing something. He's like, yeah, sure, Kenny will violate his contract.
Yeah.
And show up another company illegally to wrestle. Sure, that's going to happen.
Right. Exactly. Let's see here.
You did Community Tab too, yes?
I did Community Tab.
I'll go there.
But there was not a whole lot. Sergio C. said, you guys didn't do a prop bet in our predictions for who will be number 1 or 2 or surprise entrance. So we don't know who number 1 or 2 is, right?
Yeah.
Number 1.
I feel like Seth is going to be 1 or 2, but he's going to be in it early. They didn't really do a story around someone going in early in the
You know what they should do? First 3 of the New Day. And after some joking around, they decide to get serious.
Rest holds.
And Big E gets eliminated. And then Xavier starts to eliminate Kofi. And they just have to do the Kofi evade elimination thing between the 3 of them.
Oh,
and that's it.
There you go.
Joaquin Cardenas. If Finn Balor and Kenny Omega were to switch places today, who would have had a better year by December 2019? He says Kenny in WWE or Finn. Well, he says New Japan, but he says he's not going back to New Japan.
Yeah.
So Finn in All Elite / New Japan if he's going to work some part-time dates there.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny in WWE.
Yeah, probably Kenny in WWE.
It's a big unknown. Like, Finn is a big star. So anything that isn't WWE for him is a step down. So even if he wins the All Elite title, it's still like, one move to SmackDown and he can win the WWE title tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. Jason O, would you rather see Sammy Guevara in All Elite or NXT? Start in All Elite, stay there for 3 years, then go to WWE, then go to NXT.
Yeah, I don't think he's really ready necessarily for NXT. I feel like he needs the Adam Cole advice.
Mm-hmm.
Go get a bit more grizzled and then come back.
He's still really young.
I've never seen a crowd sort of get confused and sort of die so quickly as when. Do you remember at the tail end, or the very end of that Sammy Guevara Joey Janela match?
Yeah.
They put on just a killer match.
Yeah, it was great.
Right?
Yeah.
What did Sammy Guevara do on the microphone afterwards?
He just said some generic stuff.
He said, "You just saw Sammy Guevara, the best ever." And then everybody's like, "What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?"
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Didn't go over very well.
It didn't. Went over like wet fart. Everybody's like, "What the hell are you just talking about?" He needs to stay away from that as a catchphrase.
Yeah.
He's a very good wrestler.
Oh, he's really good. Really good.
Comic Sans commentary. Who would you rather win the Rumble and guarantee win the title at Mania? Seth or Finn? Finn. For me, it's Finn. Seth's had the title before.
So is Finn. Finn.
For a second. So your answer is Finn. Oh, man.
Charlie Rios, what current or former MMA fighter could make a great addition to WWE?
I'm interested to see if they do bring in
Cormier?
Cormier to commentary or just even wrestling. The guy's got a lot of charisma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like DC.
I mean, if they're, I personally like when dudes come up the independent circuit and they cut their teeth in New Japan or whatever, and they go to WWE. That's how I prefer. I just want guys who have been on the road. But if they're definitely going to do an MMA guy, I really like him. I think he's great.
Yeah, I think he's good too.
I think that he'd be a good locker room guy.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
You bring a Conor McGregor in. Is he going to be a locker room guy? He's going to be throwing chairs
he's
and stuff?
He's going to be like Brock and have his own locker room.
Yeah, right.
I
want a guy who's going to be in there hobnobbing with the other guys,
yeah, exactly.
talking to Kurt Hawkins and whatnot.
Exactly. Miguel Martinez, watching the math from both Raw and SmackDown, what are the chances of having both former Bullet Club members winning the titles? And is it a must for Kenny to enter the Rumble and face both of them before AJ retires? I don't think AJ's going to retire anytime soon. He might start working a reduced schedule, but he's got some years left.
Yeah, I think he does. Absolutely. What was the question?
Chances of both Bullet Club members winning titles. No, it's be the opposite. Neither
Bullet
Club, former Bullet Club members are winning titles.
Yeah, that's our predictions right there. Quentin, with a few people left off the TakeOver card, Adam Cole, Dream, EO, Kairi Sane, do you think that it is more likely to see a few NXT stars in the Rumbles? I guess maybe what he means here is, do you think we'll see a couple more? I think definitely in the Women's Rumble, we're going to see less legends and more NXT people. That seems likely to me.
Yeah, that seems very likely.
I mean, all the call-ups, I think Nikki Cross, Lacey Evans, she already said she's going to be in it.
Yeah.
And then who else got called up? Heavy Machinery, Lars, EC3. No other women, not a third woman? Okay. And so, yeah, we'll see Nikki, Lacey Evans. We'll see, who do we already say?
In the Women's Rumble?
In the Women's Rumble from NXT.
Io Shirai,
maybe Kairi Sane. Yeah. Haku, is it fair or hypocritical that wrestling fans have given Ronda a free pass on the things she's said in the past, yet still, and he says rightfully in his opinion, heavily criticize Hogan? So I suppose it is a shade hypocritical.
Has what Ronda said been as widely publicized as Hogan?
No, and it hasn't been, in my personal opinion, sort of as blunt. She retweeted, from what I understand, there's two things. Number one, I did not do the research on, apparently Ronda has been linked to some transphobic stuff that I simply have not researched. I do understand that she also retweeted one of those Sandy Hook conspiracy videos. Her explanation for that was simply, it was similar to, and I'm not making light of the people who think Sandy Hook is a conspiracy. Go away. Just go away. If you're watching, go away. Her counter to that was kind of along the same lines as AJ's to the flat earth thing. I think it's good to ask questions. And the video in question, in her mind,
asked questions
in a fairly manipulative way, I would imagine, asked questions. Now, she simply needs to be educated on that because it just seemed a matter of ignorance. You want people to have common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You do. You don't want them to watch an Alex Jones thing and take it for face value because it's pure bullshit.
Yep.
But as far as the transphobic stuff, I simply have not. That's just something I've heard
the same, but I haven't
haven't
done the
really
research into it. So.
I honestly, just my own personal, person, I don't think that stuff is on par with what Hogan said. I mean, that stuff was just straight up, like, horrible. Bad is bad. Maybe you shouldn't put gray areas on it. I kind of do. That's my personal opinion. Feel free to have your own. But yeah, I could see there might be a bit of hypocrisy there.
Yeah.
I'm willing to admit that.
Yeah.
This is a much more fun topic to talk about.
Oh.
From Pose de Nuas. So I don't know how to say this name. Unbared Baker on Twitter. Did Tyler Bate let Wolfgang borrow his shirt for NXT UK?
I mean, you used to put together a Tyler Bate shirt for it to fit Wolfgang. Tyler Bate's so small.
That's a good point.
And Wolfgang's pretty tall.
Also, Wolfgang shirts, I'm not going to consider them. I don't really think they're the height of fashion.
No, I feel like Tyler Bates gets his at the finest shop. What's like the street for high-end shopping in London?
Oh, I don't even know.
That's where Tyler Bates shops.
Yeah.
And what was Piccadilly Circus? Is that kind of like the more
touristy place?
That's where Wolfgang probably buys his stuff.
Let's see here.
It was a nice shirt. Wolfgang's was. I'd wear it. Probably wouldn't be able to pull it off, but I thought it was a nice shirt. But it didn't look like.
I thought it was
It didn't look like it was like at the forefront of fashion trends like Tyler Bates.
I thought it was a nice shirt in that it'd be kind of fun to wear.
Yeah.
Not, wow, I'm a fashionista boy.
Dapper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was that's his was working class fashionable.
Yes.
Yes. Gonna go have a steak meal.
Which is honestly more my speed than high fashion anyways.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
I mean, half my wardrobe consists of hoodies and T-shirts.
Exactly.
I'm wearing workout pants right now.
This is a good question. I was about to. I almost did. And then I was
because
like,
I'm going to the gym after work.
I was like, I'll put on jeans today. How about this question? If Ronda does leave after Mania, how likely is it WWE is going to have Ronda win at Mania just to swerve us and thinking she is staying, but ends up not staying?
So it's a double swerve.
It's a double swerve.
No, I don't think so.
I think they're going to get that rub out of her.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Vince, like he can never drop it on the Raw after Mania, just for the Mania swerve. I swear he likes swerving people more than.
It's a head scratching swerve as opposed to a fulfilling, satisfying swerve.
Right?
Like Brock winning at Mania last year. It's like, what?
Seriously?
What?
It's like, what? Let's see here. Gigabyte. What do you think is going to happen with the 4 horsewomen story if Ronda does leave? They will develop the horsewomen. And
should Ronda ever decide to come back, they can just go ahead with it.
Well, let me ask you this. This is a flip side to it. What if they try to develop the horsewomen, but Shayna remains just the only one that's really ready for prime time? What if it never actually clicks? For example, Marina Shafir. What if it just never clicks for her? What if she ends up not liking it? That story just falls apart, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Ronda, I think, would still be welcome back regardless.
Oh, yeah.
But
they could always still do something with Ronda and Shayna. And if it's not going to be horsewoman versus horsewoman, then I think it'd be great to do Ronda versus Shayna.
I
think
agree.
That'd be spectacular.
I agree. But it'd be a bummer if that story just sort of falls apart.
Yeah.
But given how into wrestling, I mean, Marina, they seem like they're having fun at the very least.
Yeah.
They're on the grind, which is impressive. It's obviously she married into wrestling with Roderick Strong there. So I would be surprised.
I mean,
she
has an athletic background to fall back on. She's a trained fighter. It's just it's probably less the athletic aspect of it, more the performance aspect of it.
Dustin Cox, we can talk about this a little bit because there's also some news about Andrade Cien Almas. He said way back. It got out that Vince was thinking about having Andrade win the Rumble. You remember that? I don't remember that. But,
yeah, I remember that.
Okay. What percentage would you give Andrade winning the Rumble now and Ray taking the title from Bryan so that this amazing feud is for the WWE title at WrestleMania?
mean, if you swap out WWE title for U.S. title, I'd say like 95%. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
WWE title, 2% botch.
That'd be shocking.
It would be.
That'd be a swerve. What do you make of the news that they want Rey and Sin Cara and then a face Andrade in a faction together?
I just think Andrade is such a good heel. He's such a good heel.
He's a good heel, but here's the thing. Current Andrade, the way we know him, we haven't really explored him as a face that much.
Yeah, I mean, we debuted in NXT, he was a face, and it wasn't working.
Right. But now that he's been like super heel,
yeah,
he can transition to tweener, and that math should pan out.
I just like Andrade and Zelina Vega as a thing. And there's a lot they haven't really explored with the two of them on the main roster yet.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I love these Andrade versus Rey matches. There's still not much of a story with them.
Yeah, right.
It's just they just have really good matches and they want to keep having more good matches. That's basically the story.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon that Andrade is finally in a program with somebody. But story-wise, they still really haven't done much with them.
All right, what if they build up some respect between the two of them? They respeto, and they have all these great matches, right? They keep on, they feud to Mania, fight over the U.S. title, whatever. Their feud ends. Rey and Sin Cara, they have an alliance, right? They're getting this vicious beatdown from I don't know who, the debuting Undisputed Era.
All right,
Andrade, out of respect, comes in to make the save. That's his turn. You wouldn't like that as a faction?
I mean, they probably built really good matches.
Andrade's still like he's got an edge to him.
Yeah, as long as he has an edge. I just don't want him to be a smiling babyface.
Me neither. I think that's kind of off the table, but I could see an edgy tweener Andrade.
Yeah, that would be okay.
I think it'd be kind of over too. I think people would be into that.
Well, he's such a spectacular wrestler. Yeah.
How would you not be into that?
Yeah.
Get out of here if you're not into that. Am I right about that? Get out of here.
I mean, anything with Andrade,
watching.
I'll be interested in as long as he's still in the position where he can put on the matches he's capable of putting on. That's the most important thing.
Primero
Yeah.
is the matches.
Yes.
Grande.
Ultimo.
Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Anyways, thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Patrons, thanks so much. You're going to get the guys watching live. We're not doing a bonus episode. Steve's got to cut out of here.
Yeah, he's got to go.
But tomorrow you'll be getting a bonus episode. I'll be doing an Ask Steve and Larson. So get on that Patreon. There's a question thread for Ask Steve and Larson at the $5 mark. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. And let's get some music, some musica.
Yes.
There's some musica. Not for me, for you guys. There we go. La musica. Okay, Going in Raw. Lucha Podcast.
There you go.
Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.